Hey, just a warning. While Fuller House is a family show, the Fullest House podcast is not. Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to the Fullest House podcast, where we are up for a very prestigious, yet small, local award. I'm Mark Greene.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
And I'm Zach Horowitz.
This is a good one.
This is a good episode.
Yeah, this is legitimately a pretty good, well-written episode.
It's a good episode. It's like an episode of TV show with like emotional stakes and like drama and some good funny moments, you guys, in this comedy.
I laughed quite a bit this one.
Yep. It's a good one.
The conflict was funny, too.
Yeah, it's also really fun when we get an episode focused around J Money, played by friend of the show, Michael Campion.
Yep.
Yes.
Love the fact that we can say that now.
And also a good Fernando episode, as played by, hopefully, one day, please,
future friend of
the show, Juan Pablo Di Pace.
Please come on our podcast, Juan Pablo Di Pace.
This episode really did stealth. I mean, this episode is weird because it's like it's a Becky and Jesse episode, and it's very front loaded with Becky and Jesse stuff to the point where I went like, oh man. Then it becomes a Fernando J Money episode, which I am here for. Do that more.
Yeah.
And it's also it's also a DJ Matt episode, and it's also a very sweet DJ Fernando episode.
Yeah, there's so many good character interactions.
Yeah.
That's what this episode has, a lot of great character stuff in it.
Yeah. Holy crap. This is making me happy. This one really touched our hearts.
It's always good when we can watch like a good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I said it's a special episode. It is a very special episode.
It is a very special episode in the most traditional sense. That's true.
Oh my god.
Love it.
Yeah.
Is this our first very special episode of Fuller House?
No,
it took me a
second.
second.
Been another one.
It took me a second to realize what you were talking about when you said a very special episode, and I was like, oh, I see what you mean there. Talks about
the PSA episode.
Yeah, it's a PSA episode.
You're right. There was that episode where everybody confronted Tommy about his crack addiction.
Well,
he's gotta stop.
I know.
In the words of Mark Greene himself, he's a very bad baby.
He's a very bad baby, and he was getting involved with some other very bad babies. That's right. Baby crack ring. Baby gang.
Is that our spinoff for the episode already? Is just a crack ring of babies?
Yeah. It's a social issue that people do not talk enough about. Kudos to Fuller House for finally mentioning it. I have never seen a TV show with a baby gang. Harrison is making a big face. I want to hear what he has to say.
21 Jump Street preschool edition. Yeah.
Oh, I want to see.
We need
baby
21 Jump
Tatum.
Street for prequels.
Yeah, wait.
Preschoolers.
Wait. So is this 21 Jump Street prequel edition, meaning toddlers going undercover
edition.
at preschools? Does it mean toddlers going undercover at high schools? Or does it mean Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill going undercover at a preschool?
Ooh, some of these are very fun. I like the idea of toddlers blending in at a high school where they are clearly so much shorter than everybody else. Or we can just get the classic. We can also
height.
Well, okay. I was getting to the other stuff, but
go ahead.
We also have the opportunity for the classic 5 toddlers in a trench coat. That could also be fun.
Oh yeah.
But I also do really like the idea of Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill going undercover at a preschool where they're just act natural. It's 2 fully grown men, one with a full beard, the other one with a shit ton of muscles. And it's I'm fucking 5 years old. I'm fucking 3 years old. Goo goo gaga and all that shit. Give me my
imagine
milk.
Tommy reporting to the police chief who says, "You're in too deep, Fuller. You're a loose cannon."
Tommy is definitely a loose cannon.
He's a loose cannon, baby.
You don't play by the rules. But he plays kickball.
Oh my god.
With the other preschoolers.
Yeah, he keeps going to kick the ball and he keeps kicking it right at people instead of trying to go for home runs, which really goes against the whole point of the game.
Yeah.
Anyways, Fuller House.
I was about to say, guys, DJ is up for Vet of the Year at I forget what the full title of the awards were, but it was a BASBA.
A BASBA,
Yes.
the Bay Area Award for Small Businesses.
Bay
He's
Area
you
Small
did
Business
it.
Award. Yeah.
He
There
did
we
it.
go.
Oh my god!
I
We
figured
did
out
it.
the
Through the power
As you were saying
of
it, I was going
context
to start going.
clues.
He's doing it. He's doing
Okay.
it. But I didn't want to
Bay
distract you.
Area.
Small Business
No, I
Awards.
didn't get it right.
Yeah,
Bay
Bay
Award
Area
for Small.
Small Business Awards.
No, because that leaves an A. Oh,
Awards.
Bay Area... Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah, Bay Area Small Business Award. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a SeaBee. If
I
you've
did
seen
it.
Frasier, it's a SeaBee. And if you haven't, a SeaBee is like the Bay Area Small Business Award, but for Frasier.
I love how every episode
and
Mark
I
just has to slip
apologize,
in
Zach.
one reference to
I'll
Frasier.
I'll try not to make any more Frasier references this episode. Frasier has left the building. That was a joke for Tyler alone.
Tyler, can you put in like a laugh track at the end of that just to show that Mark had an amazing joke
Just
that
to
only
show
Tyler
that I'm very
understands?
funny and good at making Frasier references. Yeah, DJ's practicing her speech for the BASBAs. But guys, Dr. Jeffries wins every year. There's
Oh,
no
fucking
way
Dr.
she's gonna win.
Jeffries. Fuck that guy, am I right?
He's not
Yeah.
even that good.
No,
He's like he's very good. He's a very good veterinarian.
I mean
He's
he
not,
did
like, that
save
good.
40 kittens last week.
Yeah.
So I mean I don't know.
Yeah, but like what have
number-
you done for me lately, you know?
Yeah,
Like what about this week?
I know, right?
exactly. Yeah, step it up. Better save 50 kittens.
What
this
the
week
hell,
if you wanna
Dr.
get-
Jeffries?
if you wanna
Only
get that
40
award.
kittens?
Only 40 kittens last week? Sounds like someone is resting on his laurels.
But anyways, DJ, not Steph. Steph would never be up for an award because she's a mess. DJ is practicing her. I might have been a little too mean to Steph there.
No, I
Yeah, a
love
little bit.
It might have been a little too mean. But anyways, DJ is practicing her acceptance speech because she thinks, you know, this is the year, even though Dr. Jeffries wins it every year. And it turns
Yeah.
out Becky and Jesse are hosting the awards. They're gonna
That's
host the
true.
awards.
It's
I don't know
yes, and
why.
it's I don't know why they said do you think they approached Becky being like, you're a local TV personality? And she was like, can my husband also co-host? And they were like, who is that? Oh, he had like one hit song in the 90s? Sure.
I guess.
It's
Like, shouldn't it be Becky and Danny, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
They're
it's like we're bringing
a duo
in,
who hosts things.
it's like we're bringing in, you know, Jennifer Lawrence and the guys who did the safety dance. That's who's gonna host the awards.
Yes. Jennifer Lawrence, the guys who did the safety.
Very
I love
true.
that.
Am I wrong? You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong?
I'm not because
you're
you're right.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Zach, for once in your life, you're right.
Zach, I was right. Yay! Probably put triumphant music over this part because I finally did something right. I'd like to thank all my fans.
Also important, J Money runs downstairs. He says, I finished my homework, so can I go? And DJ's like, what do you mean, J Money? Go to what? You have not explained this to me. I'm your mother. You should tell me these things. Where do you want to go? And Kimmy's the one who comes in and says, J Money and Ramona are going to their first high school party.
Which isn't even true. They went to the party at CBB's house. I'm realizing
yeah,
that's
you're
now.
right.
Yeah. Well, Ramona
Wait a
didn't go,
second.
but J Money did go. Though the cops were called on that party.
That is
so
true.
maybe it was
Yeah.
shut down before it could really get going. This is like their first like real party where
That's
the cops
true.
don't show up.
Yeah.
Though, is it a party if the cops don't show up?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Well, philosophically, there's two schools of thought, but we don't need to get into that because that sounds like a very boring tangent.
No, this is where the Fuller House podcast becomes a philosophy podcast.
Yes. They're specifically about parties and
Yeah.
so
Not about
As
metaphysics.
Ramona's-
How do we really know the party is a party?
That's the third school of thought. Metaphysical enjoyment of parties. As Ramona explains, it's not really a party. They're just gonna play Mario Kart, I guess, which sounds like a euphemism for a party or an orgy.
To be fair, Mario Kart has been played at multiple college parties I've been to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen people playing video games. Like I've had, well, not Mario Kart, but I've played Smash Brothers at several parties.
We should also reiterate, we are very cool.
Yes. Oh yeah, in my day I've been to so many parties. I've probably been to like, I don't know, like 6 party.
Hell yeah.
I'm a party monster, like the 2003 film Party Monster.
Oh my god. But it was at this point when I asked Mark and Harrison which character we think J Money plays in Mario Kart. I said he plays as Waluigi. It just makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Mark had a different idea.
Well, I think Tyler is the one who brought this up, and I think I agree with Tyler. I don't think he really has anyone in particular because I don't think he knows enough to have one. I think he's like me. He'd just be like, I don't know. Who should I? Is there what?
Oh yeah. Though he is a gamer, as we learn later.
Yeah.
He does play Fortnite.
Yeah.
Plays
that
Fortnite.
is true though. Yeah, that's true.
How many V-Bucks do you think J Money has spent in his life?
Too many.
Yeah, well, I mean, any amount is too many, but how many do you think?
Shoddy trifling. She must be from Moisty Mire.
God. I'm guessing somewhere in like the $100 range.
Yeah.
Enough to buy way too many things he thinks he can't afford.
Yeah. I don't know Fortnite. All I know is the memes.
It's not very good. But anyway.
Welcome to Tilted Towers.
Zach, if I can't reference Frasier, you can't reference Fortnite memes.
That wasn't even. That was a reference to the fucking Sonic.
Well, I don't know that either, Zach.
The Sonic. I know.
I'm gonna start talking about Frasier.
I know.
Again.
It's an even more niche
you want me to
reference.
Start talking about Frasier?
It's an even more niche reference than Mark's.
Let's all hop over to McGinty's. Get it? No, you don't.
It's getting very
Hulu.
heated. Let's just be glad that we all knew what 21 Jump Street is.
I'm sorry, I'm only familiar with 22 Jump Street.
As Tyler points out, 21 Jump Street, the TV show, would have been even more apt because imagine Johnny Depp and Peter, I forget how to pronounce his last name, as preschoolers. That sounds great.
It's Johnny Depp would wear a lot of prosthetics.
Oh, God.
You just know it would be a physical transformation for Johnny Depp.
Oh my god. I'm just imagining Johnny Depp going to preschool, but he's dressed up like Willy Wonka.
Oh,
that's his disguise, is the Willy Wonka.
He just grabs into his bin of costumes and scarves. And it's like the Whitey Bulger like hairline, the Willy Wonka like coat. It's just a bad look. Yeah, and he shows up to the preschool and they're like, What are you? Beyond the fact that you're an adult man trying to get into a preschool, what are you? Calm down.
Tonto Wonka Scissorhands, as you know.
Fuck.
He just walks in and he just like walks up to the building and they're immediately like, no, get you strange man, get the fuck out. Please leave.
This is almost a crime.
Yeah, Anyway. Yeah. We're still on the first scene.
Oh god, you're right.
Oh god, we have made no progress.
Yep. But Becky and Jesse are having some issues because they never see each other anymore.
Yeah.
And now Jesse's got to go do Mommy and Me at DJ's house.
For some reason.
For some reason.
At DJ's house?
They don't have a house. Don't they live elsewhere?
They live in San Francisco. I don't know what they're doing.
It's a very let's have the wedding at Cheers moment.
Yeah.
Which,
right.
in case you guys or the audience have not seen Cheers, in Cheers a lot of the time so they wouldn't have to go to a new set because most of the show took place in the bar. They just say, hey, why don't we have this event at Cheers, including like weddings? And who wants to have their wedding in a bar?
That
Unless it was
very
Cheers.
sad.
I'd have my wedding at Cheers. No, I wouldn't.
No, people would be like, what?
Yep.
That'd be very
I'm
weird.
just imagining you having a wedding at a bar, but it's just like a normal night at the bar. So random people just walk in and they're like, what the fuck is this?
That's one of the many problems with the proposition.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anyway, yep. It's a real why don't we have the wedding at Cheers moment. What was it? Yeah, there's something there. It's one of those setup punchline cuts where like I forget exactly what happens, but Becky, I don't know. It's something like Becky
something
says.
about the sing along. Becky says,
Yeah.
Why don't I ever get to do the sing along with these mommy and me things, which contradicts a later joke. I don't exactly know how it makes sense that she has been to these things, but
Yeah, we'll get to it.
that.
But
Yeah.
There's someone mentions the sing along. Hard cut to Jesse in the middle of the sing along at Mommy and Me, and guys, Jesse is the star of Mommy and Me.
Because
Jesse
apparently
is the star of the show.
These poor women are so deprived of love, care, and affection from their husbands that the sight of a man at Mommy and Me has gotten them all super horny.
It is very sad.
Unreasonably horny.
There's one mom who is just so horny for Uncle Jesse
Yeah.
that it is disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we almost I feel like we were cringing more than laughing, even though there's technically nothing wrong with this setup because they're just so horny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's saying no. He has a wife.
Yeah. This man is married.
Sexual harassment by the end of it.
His wife isn't even in prison yet.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is.
I know Zach's the one who usually gets to the.
You did it. I'm proud of you. You did it.
Thank you.
In fairness, during the watch through, I was hitting them like pretty hard. I was getting on this.
I think I also made a joke where Becky was like, "Yeah," and they never let me lead the sing along, and I was like, "Yes, that's because you always suggest the USC fight song, Becky.
Yes.
Stop suggesting that."
So anyway.
But then the mommies are really horny for Uncle Jesse.
Yeah.
But then Becky walks in and like she can't believe it. She almost gets into a fight with one of the moms. She's also angry at Jesse for enjoying the attention so much.
Oh, and here's the joke that contradicts earlier because they say the horny mom, her name is Renee, I think, who keeps hitting on Jesse, says the nannies usually wait outside, and none of them seem to correct her on this. So they clearly imply that Becky has never been to this.
Yeah, the implication is Becky, who again, we've pointed out before, really badgered Jesse into having this kid and now has stuck him with all of the responsibility of raising the kid.
Yeah.
She has apparently not been to any of these.
They don't know Becky and they don't know Jesse, and yet it is their responsibility to host the event. That's another thing.
Yeah. This is the one part of the episode that's a little weird in execution.
Yeah. Or has this one mom been thirsting after Uncle Jesse for a long time?
That's a good question.
They both seem a little new to this group, at least a little. And also it is their responsibility to host it in someone else's home.
Yeah, that's another thing. Well, like, they never ask DJ about it. They're just like, I think Becky might be like, oh, well, thank you for allowing us to host it here, or something like that.
Yeah, Becky says thank you for letting us host it.
I realized that
here.
after I started saying it.
Yeah. Why don't we have the wedding at Cheers?
Yes.
Anyway, then we cut, but they're arguing about things. Another hard cut. I again forget what the setup is that makes this a joke.
Oh no, they say we'll talk about this later, and he says, but we're not gonna get a chance to talk. The next time we're gonna see each other is at the Baz Buzz, and then hard cuts to them
at the Baz Buzz,
doing their like opening number.
Yeah.
And it's very good,
jazzy number.
It's a very good scene.
In keeping with this episode being a pretty dang good episode, we usually don't like it when they sing in this show, but they do a pretty good job.
Yeah. It's a nice jazzy song, and they do a cool thing where they they keep looking away to argue about the whether or not the kid should stay with the mommy and me group. And then they turn back to the crowd and they sing the last word that they were going to say when they were arguing.
Yeah.
It's a good device. The one I remember is they're saying, oh, you're being such an as long as you.
Yeah, that was a very good one.
Musical bits.
Musical bits.
Also important to note, Fernando is in Spanx.
Yes. Stephanie is in Spanx. Fernando is also in Spanx.
Yeah.
And he is killing it, might I add.
He's killing it. He's keeping it tight, and his Spanx are keeping it tight. Yep. My next note, I won't say because it was a Frasier reference.
Yeah, get those Frasier references out of this. It's a joke, Mark. You can reference it as much as you want.
All right. I just wrote down this is the SeaBees. Recurring award show in Frasier.
Indeed.
But they end the song. Steph gives them a standing ovation. Steph is really into the song.
Steph is the only one who gives them a standing ovation.
Yeah, which is Steph. I wouldn't be surprised. Is Steph drunk in this moment?
Well, funny that you mentioned that, Mark, because speaking of drunk, Fernando suddenly gets a text message from Ramona saying, "Hey."
Oh, and Ramona's drunk or something?
No,
I'm guessing it's Ramona who's drunk.
Oh, well, yeah.
Course,
we'll get to that. She says, "Hey, come pick me up at the party and be discreet about it." And then Fernando proceeds to announce to the entire table, "I need to go. There is an emergency that I must attend to. I must leave discreetly now." And then he leaves he
trips over a tray and
the most discreet way
Yep.
possible, honestly.
Yep. Impossible for that man to leave discreetly.
Oh yeah. And he goes to pick up Ramona, and Ramona's fine, but J Money, he's a little tipsy.
J Money's a little tipsy.
Drunk money.
Oh my gosh, drunk money.
Drunk money.
I was going to say, he's a little tipsy, or to put it in another way, he is plastered.
Oh, yeah. I was being generous with the little tipsy comment.
Drunk money. And can we just say drunk money is great?
He is wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
I love him.
He cannot get Fernando's name right. He keeps saying Fernando. Friend of the show, Michael Campion, is killing it in this scene and in this episode as a whole.
He's great.
Apparently... they were just playing Mario Kart until the jocks showed up and started saying, "Hey, J Money, Golden Toe Fuller, drink."
Hey, you.
I command you,
drink
by the sun and the stars and the mists of the very world being. I command you to chug. They're wizards. They're wizards. The jocks of this school, we established.
They're wizards.
Yes.
The Titans themselves could not drink as much.
It's like Hogwarts.
I mean, let's be real. If they're a team that needs J Money, I mean, they're gonna need some magic in order to win.
Yep.
I mean, I will say this is a very fun football stat that I love. Is that a lot of the time in football, the highest scorer on a team is the kicker. So it's very possible that J Money is the leading point scorer on the football team.
That would be fantastic. A football fact that I love is that at least 60% of the NFL are wizards.
Yes.
It's not actually all that uncommon.
Oh yeah. Tom Brady, wizard.
He's a wizard.
Of course,
Aaron
nobody
Rodgers,
reports
wizard.
this because it's a performance enhancing drug. PEMs, performance
exactly.
is illegal in the unified rules of the NFL.
Dude, exactly. Tom Brady, wizard. Patrick Mahomes, wizard. Aaron Rodgers, the jury's still out on him, but probably a wizard.
Sometimes the magic gets a little funky, I'm sure anytime you look at an Eli Manning play, maybe there's Anyway,
J Money Drunk Money does not want Fernando to tell DJ about this incident. Because he's trusting Fernando, and Fernando doesn't want to break his trust, but so he agrees. I get J Money doesn't want him to tell DJ, and that's that. And we go back to the SeaBees. I did just start calling them that in my notes. The Basbos.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's a lot easier to write that than the Basbos. That's a very long name.
That's true. Yep.
But yeah,
I did two.
No, you can go.
No, I was just gonna say I also wrote Bazbaz because I actually did start doing Bazbaz. I was writing Bazbaz as BAASBA.
That is how it was written. That's why I was.
That's why. Yeah.
So I think we might have missed an A somewhere.
Oh,
Bay
damn
Area
Bay Area.
Administrative or
Super
awesome
Broadcast Award.
Bay
Award.
Area Anteater Small Business Awards.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it's totally Anteater.
Yep. But guys, big twist. Dr. Jeffries does not win the SeaBee for best veterinarian of the year.
No. If
Oh,
Dr.
really?
Jeffries doesn't win, who does win, Mark?
I mean, I bet you're gonna guess it's DJ, right?
It's DJ, isn't it?
I mean,
No!
I would imagine so.
It's wrong. It's not DJ. You're wrong.
What?
Is it
It's
Fernando?
Matt.
Oh, it's
It's
Matt.
It's
Matt
Matt,
did it.
Matt did it.
for a business that's out of business.
Yeah, exactly. The card says like a Harmon Better Pet Care specifically. Like
Yep.
Jesse says to DJ specifically, he's like, no, you're not on the card. Sit the fuck
Well,
down.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, DJ gets up because she's partners with Matt. She's like, "Oh my God, we won!" And Jesse says, "No, DJ, you didn't win. Sit down." Like he's very mean about it. And he's like, this is like you raised this person, Jesse. Why are you being so harsh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the heck?
And Matt got an award that I'm sure will not go to his head at all for the rest of the
I know.
episode.
To the extent that he will totally not forget to mention DJ in his acceptance
I'm
speech.
sure he'll be very humble about it.
It's also part of the significance of the fact that his clinic is already closed. Is there is a line in reference to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steph says his clinic was only open for 3 weeks. I had a girlfriend longer than that. And everybody in real life starts cracking up on the show.
And they
Yeah,
left it in.
It's
They
either like
left
an
it in.
outtake or it was definitely an improvised line because it takes
Yeah.
Candace Cameron for a second and then she goes, "Wait, what?"
Like she responds out of character.
Yeah, and then there's like Gia's also there, so she's in the background cracking up. And it's very I love how it's just like an improvised line that they just decided to leave in,
Yep.
which is pretty great.
Steph is a bi trash can fire.
And we love her.
A bi,
for it.
hey,
love her
Mark,
so
Mark,
much.
a bi trash can fire icon.
That's true. She's an icon.
Yes.
I was going to say earlier, like Steph is this episode isn't really about Steph, but she's actually pretty great in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Every scene and every moment she's in, she actually has something really great to do.
Steph is great as like a supporting character in this episode.
Yep. There's her clapping so much. There's that's longer than I had a girlfriend longer than that. There's continuing stuff. It's just all really good.
There's other things later in the episode.
Yep. Anyway, Fernando, J Money, and Ramona arrive at the house. They open the front door, but Steph, Kimmy, and DJ are already there, so they have to immediately back out. They can't go in the front. It's very good. They're going around the back. Then DJ says, "You know what? I'm going to go into the kitchen to get something to drink." And so they immediately hide behind the counter as DJ gets a drink
good.
and burps, and Ramona laughs. It's really great also because J Money is still drunk for all of this.
Yes.
So like after DJ leaves, they literally have to drag him up the stairs.
It's wonderful.
Oh, good.
We love our good sweet boy Drunk Money, friend of the show, Michael Campion.
Money.
Love Drunk Money. It's so good. There is
There more?
there's a line. Yeah, well, DJ, we go back to the living room. There's just a line that I want to make note of because I really liked it.
Yeah.
Where DJ is like, "I'm not disappointed. It's not like I made room on my mantle for my Bazba or anything."
Oh,
and
yeah,
then she
that's
slowly
right.
moves 2 pictures back onto this open space in the mantle.
I thought you were going to talk about how they mentioned Stephanie, like, well, they talked about how Matt didn't mention DJ in the speech, but he even mentioned his barista. And Steph's like, yeah, I even know the barista. He's not even
yeah.
good. He called me Spepany once. And
Right.
this will become
Spepany.
important later, so remember that.
It's, yep, Spepany, some topical barista humor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also that Fernando walks in and is like, "Everything's fine and nothing's wrong. Fancy seeing you here. Good night." And he leaves.
Yeah, it's just like a whole thing where he comes in and they're like, "Oh, Fernando, how was the emergency?" "What emergency? Everything is fine. Anyways, Do you like my Spanx?
And I think Kimmy or someone says, like, was Fernando acting weird? And I think it's Stephanie who says, he's Fernando, who can tell?
Yeah.
She's like, great, Steph is killing it this episode.
Steph is a mess and we love her.
Yep. Anyway, next morning, DJ, she gets into the office and the Bazba is there and it is very big.
And at the end, with Matt winning the award, the Bazba grew 3 whole sizes that day.
Yes. Do you think he like special ordered a really big one? Because it's legitimately this like huge box with this really tiny thing at the top.
Yeah, what the hell?
And
I don't
it's
know.
like,
Strange.
you didn't want to take a second pass at that guy?
Also, that's incredibly
Or
expensive.
girl? Or
What's heavy?
non-binary person?
This would be made of some kind of
Yeah.
granite. I don't know.
Exactly. Like, did the designer never see an award before?
Yeah.
This is right. This is probably right.
The Bay Area Award of Small Business Administration definitely requires something this big.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so
we're
you
going to like the vet of the year in the San Francisco Bay Area. So we better make this thing like fucking 10 feet tall.
You want an award? Okay, I guess you want that. What, 3 feet? No, I was thinking like, like maybe a foot tall, half a foot. Right. So 4 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. So like 2 feet wide. And we'll keep it, we'll do 3 feet tall. It'll sort of be a rectangle. I got you.
Yeah.
And so, well, no, that's not, no, I'm already leaving. You got it. It's good. I'll charge you later. Anyway, the Bazba's very big. Janet, DJ's receptionist, makes fun of DJ for losing.
Janet is the best. We love Janet.
Janet is really pushing it.
She shows up every once in a while, and she has just such a chaotic energy that's so at odds to DJ.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
We love her.
We love Janet.
These people do not get along.
No.
It's so good.
Matt is basking in the glory of his win.
Oh
Everybody loves him, and he is milking it, just lapping it up.
Yeah. Like, I will say this about Matt, he won the award and all, but he's really not letting it get to his head at all.
It is true that his cranium grew 3 sizes along with that award. So,
Yes.
So if you think about it like geometrically, I mean, like the ratio is still perfectly normal.
I am so upset because I forget when, but at the beginning of this episode, I was going to make their hearts grew 3 sizes that day joke.
Oh.
And I didn't.
And then I made a joke about it independently of that.
It would have been very good. It would have been like rule of 3. Anyway, I'll have to make one later, I guess. Cut this out, Tyler. Or not. I don't care. You can't control me. Or maybe you can because you're editing this.
And thus, with that request, Tyler grew 3 sizes that day.
Yep.
There it is.
Maybe we end it. Maybe we end it there.
There we go.
Anyway, but it's, it's not having a negative impact on DJ except for the fact that one of her regular patients says, no, I want the vet of the year seeing my truffles, who is a rabbit.
It's a dog.
It was a dog?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. No, it was a dog. You're right. It was a little dog.
You're right. It was a dog.
Yeah. I have that thing. You guys know that thing where you can't tell rabbits and dogs apart?
Oh yeah, rabbit dog can't tell it apart.
It's like face blindness, but it's specific to rabbits and dogs.
Yeah, rabbit dog can't tell them apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I always thought it was weird in those cartoons that like Elmer Fudd was trying to hunt a dog for like dogs.
You must have been very confused for years.
I mean, I thought a rabbit was a kind of dog.
Yeah, Bug's dog. Yeah, everyone's favorite, Bug's dog.
Bug's Schnauzer. Also, Janet follows Matt into the observation room and asks DJ to get the phones, which is her job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ moves the Bazba, which like she must be very strong because it looks very heavy.
Yeah.
And she answers the phones and just for fun, because Janet has a Jamaican accent. Guys,
is it time to play our favorite game?
Yep, time to play our favorite game.
Our favorite game is that racist? Where the answer is always yes.
I haven't even said it yet. DJ does a Jamaican accent when she talks on the phone. She pretends to be Janet. Anyway.
Why did she do that? That's so weird.
You could have just... DJ, this is your place of work too. Like, if someone calls me, I don't answer the phone in a British accent. Like, hello, this is Zach's butler. I will get... Is there anything that you would
I wish
like
you
from
did.
him?
I wish you would do that.
Okay, I'll do that from now on whenever
Zach,
you call
I'd
me
call
more.
you more. I text you quite a bit, but I'd call you more.
I mean, if you call me next time, I will answer
I
as my butler.
This is Pierre, who answers Mark's phone.
Oh, hey, Pierre, can you transfer me over to Mark real quick?
Why, of course. One moment.
Yep. Click. Hi, Zach?
Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, Mark.
Pierre told me you called. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, I was just calling to let you know.
Oh, you know what? I maybe if it's like a business thing, you can just tell Pierre. I'll put him on.
Okay, cool.
Click.
Hello, it is me, Pierre, again.
Hey, Pierre.
Yes.
Hey, Pierre. Mark brought me back over to you. I'm starting to think he does. Mark was being really mean to me. He said if you want to talk to me, you gotta go through Pierre first. And I don't know.
You should bring this up with Mark personally. One moment.
Click. Hi, Zach. Pierre said there was something you wanted to talk about personally.
Hey, Mark. I just wanted to know because like you keep transferring me over to Pierre, and like there's this whole thing. Look, I just don't know where we stand. You know, what about us? Like, I thought, you know, we've been friends for many years at this point, and I thought that, like, if I'd call you, it would go to you directly.
Well, Zach, I just want to say I got Pierre to field your calls specifically because I wanted to know when they showed up because I care about you so much.
I thought you were going to say, I got Pierre to field your calls specifically because you call me too damn much.
No, it's just because I care. Like, if Harrison were to call, I don't think Pierre... Like, that's not a job for Pierre.
What? I feel so hurt by Pierre and Mark.
Oh my god. If I call you at some point, just like later down the line, and you don't answer the phone as Pierre, I'm gonna be legitimately upset.
Well, he's gonna answer.
Okay.
He's gonna answer.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the episode. Or sorry. I'll transfer you over to Pierre one more time. Click.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay,
Click.
bye, Pierre. So you're saying from now on, whenever I call you, Pierre's gonna answer the phone.
Absolutely. Anyway, Matt comes out. He sees that she moved to Basba, and he's like, "Ooh, you're jealous, DJ." And she's like, "I'm not jealous." And he's like, "I think you're jealous," and that's the scene.
And DJ's like, "I don't think we should work together anymore." And Matt's like, "Okay." And then this is never brought up again.
Correct. Anyway.
Well, it is brought up again, but...
Anyway, back to Mommy and Me. One of the mommies, the horniest mommy, made a moussaka for Jesse. A normal thing to do for a platonic friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever heard of someone romantically randomly making someone a moussaka.
No, I feel like I always hear jokes about, like, moms
Moussaka.
giving...
Yeah.
Not moussaka, but lasagna and shit, and casseroles to dads that they are interested in. But I've never actually seen someone do that.
Yep. She keeps on coming on to Uncle Jesse.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's very uncomfortable.
And then, during the hokey pokey,
Yep.
she
reaches her left hand out so it could be on Jesse's right hand, even though she knows you put your right hand out, and then she like grabs his butt or something. I don't know. I forgot.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yep. She sexually
Just
harassed.
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be careful with your horniness.
Just keep it in your pants, lady. Okay.
Yeah.
Lady, your child is present.
You're
True.
right. The child
True.
is present.
Fully true.
The child sees her mom grab another man's ass.
Anyway, J Money is hungover. Ramona comes over. She tells him, like, "Oh man, you I can't believe you don't remember. You like ran around naked and everything." And J Money's like, "I didn't run around naked." And she says, "No, you didn't, but you would have if I didn't save your ass." J Money fully regrets everything. He's so afraid that TJ is going to ground him. he does this whole metaphor about when I say she's going to ground me, I mean she's going to dig up a grave and put me in the ground. And I can't be there because I need the sun. I get seasonal sadness.
To which, first of all,
Perfect line.
First of all, great line. Absolutely wonderful. But my immediate response to that is like, no, J Money, you don't have seasonal sadness. You just have normal, regular sadness.
You have constant
You have
sadness.
full-on sadness. It is not a seasonal thing.
Hey, you don't know what he goes through in the winter. He has a sun lamp for the winter.
It's true. J Money is like a lizard basking under a
Well,
sunlight.
now I'm kind of curious to like go back through all the episodes where J Money won Sad Boy of the Week and see if there's like anything in common with the season.
Do a weather chart.
Weather-
Do a weather versus
Well,
sadness
during all the
chart.
Christmas specials, J Money always wins the Sad Boy.
God, that sounds like a Matt Pat episode. But that's just a Fuller House
Hello,
theory.
Internet. Welcome to Fuller House Theory. Today on Fuller House Theory, we're going to be talking about sad boys, everybody's favorite.
Anyway, DJ's talking to everybody about Matt, and she can't believe how he's being. J Money starts walking down the stairs. This is one of the few shots we actually have of someone on the stairs.
Yeah,
on
I
those
noticed that
stairs.
too.
It happens
kinda-
very rarely.
Very rarely. But he overhears DJ saying, what is it? I'm shocked by his behavior. I can't believe him. I don't know if I can trust him anymore. And so J Money runs in and starts apologizing and saying, well, it's just everybody was doing it. You didn't see, I only had one or two. And meanwhile, in the background, we got to give some
Ramona is
props to our girl Ramona.
furiously gesturing.
Yes.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
like, no, like, it's hard to say it in an audio format, but like every possible audio gesture where it's like, stop, you're fucking up right now. She's doing it at like an 11.
Yep. Full body, like, no, stop, this is terrible. No, no, no. And it's great. She's doing great. We love it. J Money finally kind of realizes that DJ doesn't know what he's talking about, but now she does. And he admits to everything, admits that he called Fernando and Fernando knew. Oh my God, Fernando knew.
To which Fernando has left the room discreetly, might I add.
Yes.
He learned how to do that. That's Fernando's character arc this episode, is that he learned how
Yep.
to leave a room discreetly.
He learned how to leave the room discreetly. There's a really good line where DJ is lecturing J Money and J Money says, look, my head is killing me. If you're going to yell, can you do it quietly? And then she very loudly yells at him.
Yeah.
And then she turns her attention to Fernando, who is gone.
Yes.
Except he didn't get far because she
He
catches him
almost
at
made
the
it out
front
the door.
which Fernando admits he just wanted J Money to be able to trust him, and that he wants Jackson to feel that he can come to him with things in the future.
Which, yeah, like that's fair, because like Fernando kind of is, like, thinking about it, is really like the most prominent male parental figure that he has.
It's more sadness, but
Yeah.
yes.
Like, I didn't think about that until now, but it's like, oh yeah, no, these kids, their like only real parental figure is Fernando.
He's
Well,
their
yeah.
he's
Their only
J
real
Money's
male
only
parental
male
figure.
role model.
Yeah, only male role model, I should say.
Parental figure.
Yeah,
male parental
I
figure.
forgot to say male in there. Yes, male
Also,
role
wait,
model.
are you saying that Jimmy Gibbler is not a suitable parental figure?
Jimmy's not around as much.
Yeah.
They have a lot of male figures in their lives, but Fernando's the only one who's around all the time.
Yeah, you
even
could say
though
like
he's not
Jimmy
with
or
them.
Steve or like Matt when they were dating, but like Fernando's
Oh,
been
yeah.
consistently there from season 1 until now.
That's
But
true.
yeah, but
That's true.
it's very sweet. Fernando says to DJ, he's like my family. You know, I want to be there for him. He's like my family. And DJ says, he is my family. So she's still upset with Fernando. Anyway, next scene, Jesse invites Becky to a very nice dinner where he apologizes for enjoying the attention of the mommies so much.
And she apologizes not just for being jealous, but for everything that she's done.
Yep.
This is her
The
admission
stuff
of
he's
guilt.
Going to prison for.
But yeah, they end up making up. They make a schedule of like, oh, okay, we're gonna do Friday night is date night because we never have time to see each other, so we're making time to see each other. And it's also, I don't think we mentioned this earlier, but Jesse is wearing Becky's pants,
Yep.
her yoga pants, which like,
He owns it.
first of all, he owns it. And might I add, John Stamos, your ass looks great in that scene.
Hell yes.
And there's a very good line where Becky says to him, like, didn't we talk about you wearing my clothes outside the house?
I love
so
the
this
idea
is
that
a
it's
repeated thing.
Yeah, it's a consistent problem that Jesse keeps wearing his wife's clothing outside of the house.
I also appreciate that it's fine inside the house, but she's like, keep it inside.
Yes.
Anyway, back to the vet clinic.
Matt calls in DJ for an emergency. He needs her help. Shelliot is not doing very well. Shelliot's a turtle. Shelliot's not doing very well, and Matt doesn't know what to do.
Also, tortoise, not turtle.
Right,
Yeah.
tortoise.
Very important detail.
Shelliot is a tortoise.
Well, I'm not the vet of the year, Harrison. How should I know these facts about animals?
Because you treat them very differently, Zach. They're not the same, okay?
But Harrison, if turtles are water mammals, then wouldn't they be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises?
They live in sewers. They're amphibious.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
No, wait, aren't they reptiles?
Are they reptiles? I don't care.
They are reptiles.
I don't know. Anyways, Shelly, it's okay. DJ has this whole realization.
What happens is Matt apologizes for everything and says, you're a better vet than I am. I feel like I'm in your shadow and I enjoyed not being in your shadow and I took it too far. But thank you for helping with Shelliot. And then DJ has this amazing, totally natural realization.
This turtle is my son.
Yep. Where she goes, I helped
Sorry,
Shelliot.
tortoise.
Yeah. She says, like, I helped Shelliot even though he was your patient. It doesn't matter who helped him. It doesn't matter who Shelliot confided into after he got drunk or who picked him up at the party. And Matt's going, you are talking about something else. And I do not know what it is because I'm not involved in every aspect of your life anymore. I'm kind of glad we set this work-life boundary. I appreciate it. I'm very happy in my relationship with Gia. But you should probably take care of whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ leaves.
He says
Matt
all that.
takes care of Shelliot. Shelliot is okay from what we know. And DJ comes to Fernando and she tells Fernando, look, I'm glad you're here because I need to talk to you. Because I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who took care of the tortoise. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter who took care of the tortoise. It does matter that it's a tortoise and not a turtle.
Yes.
Only an idiot would make that mistake.
She talks about her son in the situation where it's about the tortoise, and talks about the tortoise in the situation where she should be talking about her son.
Yes.
It's very good. I do really like at the beginning, Fernando says to her, like, I've left your house. I know you're upset with me. And I just did want to say, like, Fernando, you don't live here. You can't leave her house because you don't live here.
I love how also, like, in the entire time it took for DJ to go to work, have that scene with Matt, and drive back, Fernando has only moved about, like, from one side of the front door to the other.
He's very
That's
slow
true.
with his escapes.
But DJ apologizes to Fernando and thanks him for helping take care of J Money. She really appreciates him and says, you know, he really is part of the family. And Fernando cries and Max walks in and then it's very awkward because Max is there and they just had this really nice moment where now Fernando is truly a part of the family and she really appreciates everything he does. But Max just wants to get his Zappos
Well,
delivery.
Max also walks down. He's like, oh no, my mortal enemy is holding my mom and telling me that if anything goes wrong, then Fernando will always be there. His mortal enemy.
It's more Matt-Fernando rivalry. It's
Max
great.
Fernando rivalry, yeah.
Max-Fernando rivalry. Anyway, then we cut to Stephanie and J Money in the kitchen, and Steph is saying to him, okay, in the future, what you do.
Yes.
Which is great because Steph is a mess. Also, there's a very good line where like Steph is like, all right, in the future, here's what you're going to do. And immediately J Money is like, I'm going to be in the future.
Yeah,
And
it's very
good. We
We love
him.
our dummy.
We love
Jay
our
Money does
sad
not know
boy.
what the future is.
She tells him, you go to Denny's, you get a cup of coffee, you wait it out. I really like that in the original show, Jesse is the cool uncle because he like plays rock and roll and rides a
God, yeah.
motorcycle. And in this show, Stephanie is the cool aunt because she like drinks and knows about drugs and sex.
I also love how it's like, well, going back to what we from like our Michael Campion interview, where like this character was originally supposed to be like the Jesse of like the kids, I guess.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be like the cool one, and then he just turned into our sad boy, and we
Our
love him.
sad boy. But DJ comes in and she grounds J Money. She asks why he called Fernando. He said, I didn't want to disappoint you. And there's a really nice scene where she's like genuinely parenting him and telling him about drugs and alcohol. And I don't really agree with what she says about it or the fact that she does not expect a teenager to ever drink in his life.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of the parenting scenes, the scenes like in the classic episodes of Full House where you'd have a parent telling the child the lesson, a lot of them feel a little rote, feel a little quick, and a little just like, if you believe in yourself, it'll all work out fine. But this is like feels straight out of the original Full House in both good and bad ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lecture straight from the 90s.
A little bit of an odd opinion about alcohol compared to how most people view it nowadays. But
I mean,
a kids-ish show, so I kind of get it.
Yeah,
it's an outdated opinion, but it's a kids-ish show, and I appreciate that they're having like an actual substantive parental conversation.
It feels like something a parent would say. It doesn't feel like
exactly. That's what I really like about it. I really liked this scene because it felt more honest and real than a lot of the similar scenes in this show. Mm-hmm. Anyway, after she tells him all this, J Money says, well, I know I'm grounded, but can we still go to Denny's? Aunt Steph said it's a great hangover cure.
And then Aunt Steph discreetly runs out of the room.
You fool.
At the mention of Denny's.
Yeah. DJ gets up and she shouts, Shpepany!
And runs after her.
Fucking great callback joke. And perfect button. Perfect.
Leaving J Money in the kitchen alone, which like I mentioned when we saw the end part, I'm like, it's just a shot of the kitchen and J Money's just sitting at the table. I just want to see someone like take a screenshot of that, make it black and white, and just like zoom in on J Money with sad music playing in the background. I feel like that's just the epitome of that character. But yeah, that's how the episode ends, with a fun little callback joke.
Well, which is great because most of these episodes just sort of end, but this one, like a good episode of a TV show, it's a callback. It's a little button to the episode. It's great. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. So now that the episode is over, it's time for Sad Boy of the Week. I nominate Steph.
Steph is a good nominee. I know it's like cliche to nominate him. J Money.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
J Money, Steph.
Fernando?
We're beginning to run a little long. I'm pretty good if we would just want to do Steph and J Money.
Yeah, I think it's mostly between those two.
I think it's between those two. Yeah, Steph and J Money. Okay. Steph is psyched to be at the Bay Area. What did we say? Anteater Small Business Awards.
Bay Area Anteater Small Business Awards. Yes.
The Bay Anteater.
Bay Area Anteater Small Business
Bay Area
Awards.
Anteater.
We said it. You know what it is. She's psyched to be at the SeaBees. And she is the only one to stand up and give a standing ovation to Jesse and Becky for their intro song. That's not the only way we know she's pumped, because also she sits down and says to DJ, like, I am so glad Steve couldn't make it, and so you invited me. Like, she was the second choice to bring to this. And she's like, I'm pumped that I was able to go to this. This is
I didn't even
great.
think about that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a throwaway line where it's like, yeah, Steve has like a cold or something like that, so he couldn't make it, and then Steph is here.
It's like, yeah, Steph, you weren't like the backup who just narrowly made it to like the Golden Globes. This is these are the Bay Area Anteater Small Business Awards. Come on, but it's great. I love it.
How you were just rolling with the Anteater thing.
Yeah, I don't know what the real thing is. She's wearing Spanx. Fernando's also wearing Spanx. She has that wonderful improvised line about being a bi trash can fire.
Icon.
She's a bicon. We find out, frequently gets her name misspelled on her coffee. That barista is always calling her Shpepany. She is the one who, she can't tell that something is obviously up with Fernando because she's just like, I don't know, it's Fernando. Who knows? Who can figure that guy out? Just so good.
Yeah.
There's a really good line from her when J Money admits to chugging all those beers, where DJ says like, I can't believe you drank beer at a party. And Steph says like, oh, well, according to him, he didn't drink, he chugged.
Yes.
Which is great. And then even though she knows it's a whole thing, she's given her nephew tips about how to avoid a hangover and his angry mom after drinking at a party. Steph is a mess. Steph is great. And she fully sneaks out so she does not have to face DJ's wrath.
Yeah. And then
Love Steph.
Our perennial contender,
J Money.
J Money.
J Money.
J Money.
Well, first off, I guess just drunk money, as a concept.
Yes. Drunk money.
And I will say, as much as I love drunk money, I also really love hangover money.
Hangover money.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Wonderful.
very funny with Ramona, with when he is just lying on his bed because he has such a headache. He goes down the stairs. He immediately mishears and admits everything to his mother, and cannot tell, based on Ramona's furious gesturing, that that's maybe a bad idea. Even then, he seems still a little out of it because as his mom is freaking out about it, he says, okay, but could you please keep it quiet because I'm a little hungover. It's like, J Money, come on. Come on, J Money. And yeah, he fully thinks the phrase in the future means that he is going to time travel to the future. He, again, immediately after being grounded, says, yeah, but I still need to take care of this hangover. So can we go to Denny's? Because Aunt Steph told me about Denny's.
You could have just said anything.
Good.
He could have just said, I hear greasy food is good.
Yeah, and
I want a bagel.
can we go to Denny's? I like their pancakes. Yeah. And also, we should mention, he says he gets seasonal sadness. This is the first episode, I believe, where J Money refers to his own sadness.
That is also true. Oh man,
Yes.
I'm kind of torn. I don't know who I want to give it to. So if you guys can vote first.
I'm kind of torn as well. Okay, Harrison, who are you voting
Money.
for?
I mean, Steph was great in this, but
Yeah.
you cannot compare to Drunk Money and Hangover Money. He
Uh,
was just so dumb. It's just everything he did was so dumb, and it's just, how do you compete with that?
The reason I was torn is because the sad boy of the week is often the saddest character is often the character we enjoy the most.
Mm-hmm.
I think Steph really brought it this episode.
enough.
I think she might have been like every line from her, every scene she was in. I was like, Steph is killing it. I love everybody in this episode, but Steph is just sort of like doing everything I love that character can do. But I mean, I do think J Money was probably sadder. I really loved Steph in this episode, but J Money's probably sadder.
I'm having the same dilemma in my head
I'm
right
gonna
now.
stick with J Money, but I would not be surprised.
I think I have to also say J Money.
Okay, yeah, that's fine then. I'll vote J Money as well. We'll just make it a clean sweep.
All right.
But this was so close.
I'm actually really curious as to what Tyler thinks because I feel like my heart is a little torn.
Yeah, I am torn as well. I want to hear what Tyler has to say though before we end it off. I mean, I think we're giving it to J Money, right?
I think we're giving it to J Money. I think empirically he's pretty sad in this episode.
Yeah.
Tyler says drunk money.
Also, let's appreciate the fact that he immediately gave into peer pressure.
Oh yeah.
Like, he had someone in the room telling him to stop, and
That
he
is
just
true.
didn't.
Yeah, there's a whole line where he was saying like, but Ramona, they were just saying golden toe, drink, drink, drink. And Ramona said, and I said, stop.
He had like 2 beers, and he was like out of control. He was plastered.
And it's like, J Money, Ramona is ostensibly your best friend. I know Mankowski's your best friend, and also Rocky's kind of your best friend, but I mean, Ramona. So like maybe listen to her who is smarter than you.
Yes.
Anyway, yep. He gave in to peer pressure so easily. We love it. We love our sad boy. Drunk money.
Drunk money.
I think that's it for the episode.
Yeah.
So, guys, we really hope you liked that episode. Please follow us on social media. We are at Fullest House Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I hope everybody listening has a wonderful day. And until next time, I'm Mark Greene.
I'm Sparrison Bloom.
And I'm Spack Horowitz.
And, as always, may your houses be fuller, and may your hokies be pokey.